Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about something slightly differently than options. We're going to be talking about job options. And there's a series of jobs that are out there that people don't go for. Like, there's a lot of vacancies. There's not much competition to get these jobs. And I think people just overlook this when they are doing their job searches. And what's crazy to me is, like, these pay more than minimum wage, have consistent hours, and people just don't apply. So, like, people that do apply tend to get it because there's less competition. So first off, what's great about these jobs is, like, they're usually transparent in pay. Like, these are public jobs, and you can search to see what people pay for each position. So the employer makes that pretty clear from the get-go what you get paid for doing this job. You don't have to worry about any negotiation tactics for most of these positions because it's all public knowledge. It's all out there. Another benefit that I think people really would love, they don't realize they need it until they have it, is like a consistent schedule. I have friends that work in fast food and the service industry, and they're always complaining how they don't know what their schedule should be like, and they might get a call the last minute and have to cancel plans to go to work. Like, that would just drive me nuts. But these positions, like, it's consistent schedule. You know you're going to be working 40 hours a week. You're going to collect that consistent paycheck. You can support a family with them. It's really good. Also, these jobs, they typically come with automatic raises over time. Typically, this is the rate of inflation, so, like, you know, for 1.5 to 3% a year raise, automatic almost. But you can see these detailed out when you sign up with your employer because they have a contract. They'll show you the pay scale for like the next 5 years even. In terms of Illinois, that's what I'm going to be like directing this topic for, but these positions are everywhere. In Illinois, it comes with a retirement pension, and what's great about this is, like, when you retire, you can get up to 75% of your highest pay for the rest of your life. You can't outlive it. If you do die and you're married, your spouse collects that pension until they pass. So you know that you're providing security for your family, even in the event that you pass before them. And it's just a nice burden off your shoulders. You typically get paid time off. Most of these positions, you get 1 to 3 personal days you can use, and then 10 to 20 sick days a year. And then the sick days actually accumulate over time. So you can make a bank of like 250 sick days and use them all 1 year if you need to, but you're probably doing your job if you do that. But when you go to retire, all those sick days that you bank can count to bump your pay for your pension for the rest of your life. You also get all the holidays off. And I think it's just typically low stress because these are nonprofit employers. They're not looking at the bottom line as much. And I mean, it's a world of difference when you're not working for like a retail place. So things I'm going to talk about in this video, I'm going to straight up like show you the pay of these positions. I have like an export that I got from the state. I'm going to go over that. Talk about some of the benefits. Actually, I think I already did talk about some of that. These are full-time positions, so you get healthcare benefits. So I guess I could skip that later in this video. I'm going to show you how to find these jobs pretty easily. Talk about the application process. And then give a brief overview of what these jobs entail. Although once you see the job titles, you're probably be pretty clear about what they do. And the key to all this is you can be working for a school district. And 3 jobs that don't require a degree are custodians, secretaries, and technology support. And custodians, you're going to work 40 hours a week. There's night shift, day shift, and you have room to grow up and get promoted to like a building level custodian, make more money. Secretaries, if you're good on a computer and juggling multiple tasks and scheduling and interacting with the public, because you're going to be the face that the parents see, like a secretary position is really good. And technology support, even if you don't know much about technology, if you have an interest in technology and you have people skills, you can talk to people and not make them feel dumb. That's probably like the main skill that the technology department wants, because they can teach you the tech skills that you need, and you can always move tickets above you for problems that you can't solve. So let's go ahead and look at some of the pay. So in Illinois, like, they collect all this data from the schools, and you can go to the website. You can get this report yourself by going to isb.net, clicking on reports, look for salary. I'm gonna do that real quick. And here we got non-certified staff salary. This is people that don't have a degree or any certification, so you don't need a bachelor's degree or anything like that. Some of these positions you don't even need a high school degree to get. So you click on that. That comes through this page, and then you can search by school year or data field. Once you do that, all this data you can pull out, so you can see how much these employers are paying for these positions, and see some of the benefits that you want. Now, I already went through and did that, and when you run that report, you get a lot of data. And if we look real quick, like for Illinois, that's almost 5,000 rows of data. And you can look up the school districts in your area, see the positions here. You can look at the lowest beginning pay, the max pay for that position. To the right, depending on what fields you pull out, you can see like the sick days, personal days, how the contracts are negotiated. It's actually insane, all the data that you can get for every school district in your state if you go to your state website and look for this data. I'm going to start off by looking at, let's go with custodians first. So custodians, I sorted this by lowest starting pay. And remember, some of these positions are part-time, so that does factor into like the pay that people get. And yeah, there are school districts that pay less. It does vary by location. But as you scroll quickly here, you can see like the pay is jumping up. We're gonna get $13 an hour. And wow, they've hired 50 custodians and they pay $13 an hour. Like, that's a lot of job opportunity right there. And like custodians, what they're going to do is every day they just clean the school. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. You go to every classroom, empty the trash, do some spot vacuuming, wet mop the floors. You might have to clean a bathroom or two, wet mop the halls, and that's essentially your job. You can do that while listening to like music on your headphones. No one's going to be hounding you. Make sure you do your job. They expect you to do your job, so no one to really tell you what to do or demand this and that. You will get the occasional request, but as like a night custodian, your routine is pretty set in stone and you'll get done pretty easily. And I'm not even halfway through here, and you can see like we're already up to $16 an hour, $17 an hour for all these custodian and maintenance positions. And then as you get further down, you can start becoming like the head custodians. Or it looks like we just jumped up here. So the data also, schools can submit by hourly or salary. So you can see we're already at like $30 an hour here. And these are like the supervisors, like the head custodian kind of people. So once you work for a couple of years, if your head custodian leaves, you maybe can get promoted into this. And $30 an hour is about $60K a year, $70K a year for being the head custodian. And the head custodian, he just makes sure that his workers are doing his stuff and take deliveries, stuff like that. And then some schools report by salary. So we got some part-time substitute custodians up there. You can see how quickly we get into like the $30K range. I mean, that's pretty good money for working as a custodian, right? $56K, and you have a consistent schedule. You can take sick time and not worry about getting fired because they bring in substitute custodians. And just look at this pay that comes up. Like, it's insane. Okay, this one's probably a mistake. Otherwise, I want to find out how this guy's making $425,000 a year as a part-time ground supervisor. That's insane. These are some of the positions where like you might actually need a degree, because some of the administration positions require certification. So look this up in your area and see, like, do these jobs pay enough for you? Secretary, same thing. Starting off at $10 an hour minimum wage, it jumps up pretty quickly to 13. And these are people that are going to be sitting in the front office. You're going to be answering phone calls, checking in students and parents, checking them out. Maybe you manage like the principal's schedule, and just you might have to do some copying, that kind of stuff. Like, it's an office environment, but you're in a school, so you work school hours here. You get all the holidays that the schools have off. Some secretaries even get the summers off. Others do work through the summer. And just look how fast that the pay goes up. It's like these are starting pays in this column G here that we're looking at. And you can see, like, over time, like, there's people making $60K when they started with $23K because they just stayed there. And I mean, you get those automatic raises. Like, I don't know why people don't just gun for these jobs. Technicians, if you have an interest in technology, like, you could probably get hired as a level 1 support in a school district. I know in some of my schools I've worked for, they have a hard time finding warm bodies for these positions. Like, that's the truth. Like, there's one school that they told me that they only got 2 people that applied for their job, and they were retired airline pilots. They were just looking to pass some time. Like, the competition for like the level 1 support is pretty low, but if you look at the pay, I mean, you're making more than Walmart and Target, and you hit 40 hours. You don't have to worry about your schedule being changed. You get a bunch of paid time off. You get full health benefits. Like, This is awesome. What you need is people skills. The technology director or the level 2 supports, they're teach you the skills you need to succeed in the level 1 support role. If you go to the school website and you're going to apply for like a technology position, check to see if there's actually a technology department. If there's only like 1 or 2 guys listed, you probably need to actually have tech skills for that position because they're combining a bunch of jobs into one position. That's probably not for you. But if you're a beginner and you see that they have like 7 people hired and there's level 2 supports, level 3 supports, then you could probably go in with 0 knowledge and just an interest in technology, and you have a good chance of getting hired, I think. And again, you can see how quickly this goes up. For technology, once you start as a level 1 tech, you can go in and start specializing in a role, maybe security, networking, and you can really bump your salary up over time while enjoying all the benefits of working for a nonprofit organization. So how do you find these jobs? Well, this is the same for every place. Go to K-12 JobSpot, type in the position you're looking for. So let's go with secretaries. Secretary. Says I butchered that. Okay, there we go. Put in your state or your zip code that you want to look for. And you see instantly, like, a lot of schools post their jobs to a program that posts them here. And here, first off the get-go, here's a job that pays $15.50 an hour for a secretary, 10 months, 187 days a year. You can do the math to figure out what the salary is. And you can click apply, start applying right here. Go straight down. Here's a secretary that pays $21 an hour. Look through the job description, see if you like it. Now, when you find a position that you do like, I like to copy the name of the school district and search for it to apply for it this way. Usually at the main page, you can find something called employment opportunities. In this example, it actually shows up here, so I'm going to actually click that. View our open positions, and this is what the process looks like for most schools now. And you can just go in, find the position that you're looking for. Where's the secretary? Go back here. Here it is, secretary. And actually, it looks like they're hiring quite a few of these guys. If you click apply, it'll bring you up to this application. And what's cool is once you go through one of these, you get a login that you have. If you find another school that you're applying for the position, you can import all this information. So your application process or your time it takes to do all this is pretty simple, pretty short, because you can import all this stuff and 95% of the applications can be filled out. Just upload your resume and your letters of introduction, that kind of stuff, and you're good to go. So you can pump all these applications out pretty quickly for all the schools in your area. Because of this, you create a process that you just import everything. Going back here, so you can see that there's a lot of secretary positions open. Custodians in Illinois. Let's see what comes up here. Again, a lot of new applications just came up. They're posted like 2 days ago. Sometimes you find like the salary in here. If you can't find the salary on here or in that spreadsheet, if you go to their website and type IMRF salary for Illinois, like it'll probably pop up on their website because I think it has to be posted someplace on their website. And you can look at the contracts and see how the pay scales work. And yeah, it's just this simple to find the jobs right here. Technology, typically technology is a lot more open positions in like the March to May period. And then during summer is like the second iteration of when people are moving. So there might still be a couple positions open right now. And here's one in Chicago. Does it say the pay? No. If you see like coach or coach or a technology teacher, those do require degrees, so don't even bother with those. Well, this is a level 2 position. Here's a level 1. For these, you have to go to like the job application. Here, let's actually look at this one real quick. Why not? Let's see what they're. Check out open positions. Technology. Over here, you tend to find like the job descriptions on the right here if it's not in the job description here. So we click on this, and then here's the job description. Looks like they're not going to put the pay in the job description. I hate it when people do that, but you can look it up through the website anyway. And anyway, there you go. Like there's a couple of jobs that you should look into if you hate your job or you're working retail. If you have like a schedule that you hate, like I can't say more. I mean, here's that information. I hope some of you guys find this useful. If you did, leave a comment. I would love to hear your success stories. because this is not the typical video that I tend to do. And if you like this video or you find it like helpful, share it with your friends, and the more people we help, the more good karma we have coming back our way. So share this video, guys. And if you're liking this content, go ahead and click like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you stay up to date on any videos that I put out.